Hey, shit, I pressed F9 and it fucked up my page. Yeah,
Just roll with it.
I could hear myself from you. But
Don't
anyway, guys,
worry.
welcome back to another discussion video. We're going to be talking about the Dragonmaid cards because they got revealed. So this video is going to be a full video talking about Dragonmaids and a little bit of discussion at the end about the box set. Another thing we're going to be talking about, though, before we get into the Dragonmaid discussion, is the Fist of the Gadgets.
Load that.
Yes, yeah, we got Gilkey here because Ethan was going to be here, but he has uni, and later that night he was going to be doing photography work for his uni. So and Gilkey is having a study day, so he's apparently not at school. And it's my only free day, and I only have an hour before I have to go and do stuff for my podcast for my TAFE. So yeah.
Like it's not working.
But first things first, I want to talk about Fizz of the Gadgets because I really want to talk about the archetype stuff in it. So
Mm-hmm.
for those who don't know, Fist of the Gadgets is going to be supporting Summon Skull, or I guess in general, Archfiends, Fire Fist, and Gadget. Gilkey, do you know anything about these decks? I have no idea anything about these decks.
Nope.
Alright, I know Gadgets to a degree, Fire Fist, yeah, a little bit, and I didn't even know they're trying to make Summon Skull into an archetype.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, but pretty much as it says, it's a bit like Shells in Valhalla. So it's gonna have cards it's gonna be supporting. It's also got reprints, so we got Inista Heat, the from the True Draco deck. Hidden City, the field spell for Subterra, so that's probably being reprinted for Subterra Guru for control. And then Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, which is for Mythical Beast, but I believe it's more used in generic Pendulum decks, such as Oddite, I believe.
Yes. Also Phantom Magicians and just the Damians in general.
Yeah, so in general, just Pendulum decks.
It'll make the thing a lot cheaper anyways.
Yeah. So in its the heat, I don't not sure why they reprinting True Dracos. I thought True Dracos are out of the meta by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe rarity bump, who knows.
Anyway, I'm kind of interested in looking into the gadget deck. I wanna see what that gadget deck can do, and I guess maybe with five first. It really depends on the support. But anyway, let's move into the main part of the discussion. Dragonmaids. Oh God. So before we look at these cards, I just wanted to say that I've been writing up a lot of notes on this deck, like a lot of notes. Have you made any
Oh.
notes, Gilkey?
Um. Nothing specifically, but show me yours, I guess.
Oh, it's on my iPad, so I can't. Well, I got a bunch of deck tech we can talk about. Before we recorded this video,
Ooh.
I recorded another video where I was just making those decks and just kind of talking about why I'm doing this. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. So,
Actually, another interesting thing is the True Kings, right?
yes.
I feel like that might be interesting to add in because you have amazing recovery in this deck.
Yeah, but then you
It's
remember that the True Kings are worms, not dragons.
true, but that's sort of like a one-off, just kind of like a spice up.
Okay, then we'll talk about True King tech at the end of this. So
All right.
let's talk about the Dragonmaid cards because this is when we can just bring up things I want to talk about within the archetype. First things
Mm,
first, let's bring up Necessary, which is the one that makes me the hardest.
That's good to know.
So I like the
I
shoes and the leggings. It's hot. Anyway, so um,
really
it's a level 2 Earth Dragon. It has fire attack, 1,600 defense, and you can only use both its effects only once that turn. So if this card is normal or special, you can target one level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and they'll have this effect where at the start of the battle phase, you can turn this card to hand and you special summon a Dragonmaid monster, either level 8 or 7, depending on the effect. Something you should note is that there's only two level 2s and only two level 3s. The level 2s are the only ones that can level summon the level 7s, and the level 3s are the only ones that are allowed to summon the level 8s. So, first things first, Gilkey, you want to talk about how you think this effect works within the deck? Like, what's your thoughts about it?
Mm, maybe compared to the others, it's not that anything special. And besides, most of the times you only gotta summon your special summon a Dragonmaid card. So mm, actually, I guess you can discard another Dragonmaid again. It doesn't seem that good compared to some of the others. Like compared to Landre, which is like a mill three. It's kind of lackluster in my opinion, but what do you think, Mr. Zane?
I think it's quite good, just because of the Res effect. It can also just start a chain effect. On top of that, it really does help with Guard Dragon plays. If you really know how to do Guard Dragon plays, I'm still learning. So yeah, but yeah, so I think the card is quite good for the deck, especially its level 7 counterpart, because they do have a level 7 counterpart. Now, they all do have their own upgraded counterpart, but yeah. Um, so the first thing I want to bring up is the card art. I think the card art for all these cards is quite good. Not so much for the upgraded versions though. I can still hear myself, Gilkey.
Prove it.
I can hear myself very quietly in the background.
That Nani.
Nani? But anyway,
That one.
but yeah, that's something I just want to straight up bring up. Like, we'll see more of the card art, and then yeah, pretty much I just love the card art. It's just great.
Also, another thing is probably because of the card artwork, it might get more. It's gonna get popular, and if Kazami sees this, then most likely will give more support just to make profit. You know.
I mean, they tend to do that with all the archetypes. That's what I'm really hoping to do for processors and Generays, because processors right now, we'll talk about the whole deck, like the whole box in general, later. As soon as
Mm,
we're done going through these cards, but yeah, I got things to say about the box. The
gotcha.
other thing I want to mention before we go down is that for me, this deck was a really weird concept to begin with. I'm not talking because it's like based on the anime and it was officially supported by the anime. Really, because it's like a combination of like I want to say it's like a combination of Witchcrafters, Glad Beasts, and Light Swans, and Dragnoonies in a way.
Mm,
And it just felt so weird. Like going into it, I was really kind of scared because when Laundry was revealed, I thought, hey, maybe this deck is just a regeneric mill deck, and that was like,
mm,
oh, there's a lot of things you can do with that. Like, you can do shoals, you can do light swans, and then
mm.
they revealed Pantry, which was a Armageddon Knight. I was kind of going, is that a game bit? Maybe that's just a kind of like the outlier. And then they've showed Luft, and then with Luft, I went, oh god, this deck has something to do with fusions, and then the sevens, and then I was just a bit weird. And now with all the cards revealed, I think this deck is definitely still the best deck out of all three decks coming out in this box. But
Oh
it's
yeah, no
definitely not
doubt.
going to be meta. It's definitely not
Oh
going to
no,
be meta.
definitely not.
Something I do
Oh,
like though is that all the level sevens are hand traps, so they're not really bricks in your hand, which is good. I mean, you can also just summon them from hand, but who knows? Wait, can you?
mm,
Wait, hand graveyard, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this deck is a lot more consistent than I thought it originally would be. Although I do feel like the fusion is a bit weak. But anyway,
mm.
let's go.
We digress.
So
That is
we
completely.
got its level 7 counterpart. So this is Dragonmaid Elder. So this is the upgrade version of this is the upgrade version of Nassar. So it has a hand trap effect of you can discard this card, special summon one level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand. And of course, while you control a fusion monster, because all the big ones have a effect based around when you control a fusion monster, the fusion monsters we just made the play pander to both the high levels and the lower levels. So while you control a fusion monster, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then at the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand. If you do, special summon a level 2 Dragonmaid from made monster from your hand, which is probably going to be your Nurser or a Laundry.
Hmm.
So, something I quickly want to note is that all the level 7s all have 2600 attack and 1600, and then the level 8s only have 100 attack and 100 defense added to that previous stat. So, what do we think of Erda?
It might be interesting to do because it says it's a quick effect, so you can't
Yeah,
you
you
can,
can actually activate this during your opponent's turn. So, you can do some plays during your opponent's turn as well.
so one thing is you know the Dragon Maid Teru? Is that thing? Is that his name? The fire or red
Which
Dragon Maid.
one would you want? The Tilth pod? Because we'll get to that one later.
I'm like by using your effect you can send what's that card called again? You can send either reception or yeah to the graveyard and make your cards untargetable. So
Yeah.
it's not that bad depending on how you use it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's really good. Again, it really just helps with the Guard Dragon plays. But yeah, yeah, no,
All
I
right.
think it's really good. It's the fact though when it I don't know when the fusion monster fetch a bit weird, not very helpful. Everything else is really good about it.
I mean, it's better to have it than not out, you know.
Yeah. So, yet again, another thing you need to mention: all the level 7s have the ability to summon out the level 2s from hands, and all the
Mm,
level 8s can summon the level 3s from hand.
mm.
So that's where the kind of like I guess the not really the witchcraft. Why did I say witchcrafters? I guess for the card art in terms of the style, it's kind of like Glabbies in a way. You can tag in and out.
Mm.
But yeah, let's go down, go down. So we got next one is laundry. This is the
Well,
pretty much it's you just normal summon or special summon it. It just mills the three cards. That's all you
yep.
need to know. It's probably the less consistent fetch, but it does give it some slash ability in some decks we'll talk about later.
Mm.
Yeah, Gilkey thoughts, because I really don't have much to say about it.
Nah, it's okay card. You can build up to top three and just start doing your whole shenanigans and stuff.
Yeah, that's about it, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
However,
Alright, then we got
uh,
its upgraded counterpart, Fluus. It's you can just is a quick effect as well. You can discard this card and you can just bounce a monster in the graveyard back into the deck.
which is quite helpful. Not gonna lie.
Yep. And then this one, by control of fusion monster, is legitimately just a better version than Elder's effects because it cannot be destroyed by effects in general. It can still be
Ooh.
targeted, I think, but it can't be destroyed.
I mean, it doesn't say your opponent, so fucking just use dark hole as shit
Yeah,
if you really want to, anyways.
yeah. So anyway, now we got the level 3, Tilru. It's effectively the vote of the deck. So if it's normal and specials, you can add one Dragonmaid monster from your deck to your hand, and then you have to send one Dragonmaid from hand to graveyard. It can be either a voter and
Fool's
it's
Burial.
pretty much a voter mixed with Dark World
A
Duelings,
Fool's Burial.
or it could be an indirect Foolish Burial. It's really up to you.
Mm. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like one of the main three offs in the deck. It's just really useful, I guess.
Yeah, I mean I played all the Dragonmaids as a free off. Yeah. Mm. So I'm eating chocolate while I do this.
Yeah.
So going on to the level 8, we got Dragonmaid Flamey, Flamer. Pretty much it's honest because it allows you target. You can discard it, target a Dragonmaid, gains 2,000. Roll. There's fusion monsters on the. Yeah, if there's a fusion monster, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Wait, what? Wait a minute.
What's up?
Wait. So Fly Me can't be destroyed by effects in general. Then why does
Yeah.
first say that it cannot be destroyed by effects, but then Fly Me cannot be destroyed by card effects? What's the difference?
Like cannot be destroyed by card effects.
And then Fluus cannot be destroyed by effects.
Um, eh?
But he cannot be destroyed by like the effects of like I don't know rain. It's immune to physical effects as well, Gilkey. Oh my god! Alright,
I'm invincible.
right. So for the last summonable one, you can say I guess you got the level 3 Wind Dragon, Parla. So pretty much this is just a Armageddon Knight.
Mm,
Quite obvious what it does. We don't need to talk about what it does, do we?
nope.
And then we got Luft, which is legitimately just on-field negates, and it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Oh, so they all can't be destroyed by card effects if the fusion's on the field. Okay, that's stupid.
Yeah. It's just a quick effect though.
It's not a quick effect. That is quite yeah.
It would be like what a effect vela, I guess. Yeah, effect vela.
It's an effect failure, but you can only use it during your turn.
Yeah. So the opposite of effect vela, but
Then we got the fusion. Husky, level 9. So it needs one Dragon Maid monster and one Dragon monster.
mm-hmm.
So during your standby, so once per turn, during your standby phase, target one other Dragon Maid in control. Special summon in defense position one Dragon Maid monster from your hand or graveyard whose level is either one level higher or one level lower than that monster. And then when another face-up Dragon monster you control is returned to the hand, you can target one monster your opponent controls to destroy that monster.
The second effect is not once per turn, I believe.
Yep, it isn't.
So enjoy yourself.
Yeah, this deck has a lot of ways to bounce itself back into hands outside of of course, the monster's effects. Yeah, again, its main effect though is really there just because let's say you have the level 3 on the field, you can summon the level 2.
Mm.
So it's just a consistency booster in a way like that.
Yep.
Again,
Da-da-da.
yet
I
again, I
know
only
that.
play this as a 2-off. I don't think it's that important to the deck, especially when you got the ability to make Guard Dragon combos.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Keep in mind, it does not have a summon restriction, so if you really want to, you can summon it for Guard Dragon combo and absolutely avoid needing to play the fusion spell, because this deck has a fusion spell. So, let's move on to Dragonmaid Hospitality.
Spectral summon one dragon main monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can send to the graveyard one dragon main monster from your deck with the same attribute but different level.
Pretty much, you can special summon the level. Let's say you summon Flamey, you can then just dump Tilvoid.
Hmm.
Keep in mind, it also lets you summon from hand, which is not too bad actually.
Yeah.
It's really good. Just play it as free off.
I feel like there's gonna be so many chains, Jesus Christ, in this deck.
Don't worry. Next one we got is Dragonmaid Reception. So, this is monsters you control gain 100 attack and defense for each Dragonmaid monster you control. Stupid effect. If you control 2 or more Dragonmaid monsters, you can target one Dragonmaid card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. A set for itself, you can't target itself. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard for the rest of the turn, all Dragonmaid monsters you control will be unable to be targeted by your opponent's card effects. It's useless, don't play it. Is that right, Gyoki?
I mean, there's so many ways for it to get in the graveyard, and you can literally use Tyrus effect just to send it in the graveyard. So I wouldn't say it's completely useless, but you kind of have to like waste resources or just make an effort to get the third effect. The second effect is fine, but yeah, the first effect is kind of random. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's kind of random.
Yeah, I don't play it. It's no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
First things first, it reminds me too much of the Fortune Fairy continuous spell. You should never remind me of Fortune Fairies.
Well, I don't play it, so I can't exactly.
Second of all, this deck has a really lot of ways to get its cards back into its hands already to begin with, without needing this card. And if this, and then again, if it's sent to the graveyard, I don't know. I mean, it's so easy to play around that effect, that last effect. So let's forget this card existed. Let's move on to the fusion spell, Dragonmaid Changing. So I was really hoping this would be like a Shadol fusion, but it isn't. But it's still
Yeah.
good in its own right. So
Yeah.
you can fusion summon one dragon fusion monster. Keep in mind it says dragon fusion monster, so this is a nice generic dragon fusion spell.
Just basically a poly.
Yeah, it's basically a dragon poly. It's pretty much a
Mm.
dragon mirror, but less shit. So then using your monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. If this card's in your graveyard, you can keep in mind. Keep in mind, the first threat is you can use it as many times as you want. The second threat is where it gets the restriction. Is you can only use it once per turn. So if this
Mm.
card is in your graveyard, target one Dragonmaid monster you control. Add this card to your hand, and if you do, return that monster back to your hand.
Nice.
I really do like how the fusion effect isn't hard once. So this is effectively a double poly with recoverability. On top of that, it can also proc Husky's effect.
Mm.
Now, this card would be broken if it would let you fusion from deck as well, but it doesn't. And without that, I still think the card is still playable. I personally play it at
Mm.
2. Gilkey, what ratio would you play this at?
Mm. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably best at two.
Yeah, keep in mind you can actually dump this card with Parlor, so it is searchable via Parlor as well. I think because that's what I did. Let me go check what I was
Yeah.
fed. Yep, because it says Dragonmaid card. So yeah, you can dump it with Parlor, and that's how you can search it. So it's really
Mm.
searchable. You're effectively already playing 5 copies with Parlor, so that's why I play it at 2. Alright, the last
Mm.
one we need to talk about is the continuous trap, because they all have a fucking gimmicky trap. Dragonmaid Relaxation. So, you can only use the first effect in this card name once per turn. So, this first effect, you can target one Dragonmaid control, and then you can activate one of these effects. You can return that monster back to your hand, and if you do, add one Dragonmaid card to your hand as set for itself. Return that Dragonmaid monster to your hand, if you do, return one spell trap to your opponent controls back to the hand.
Not the best.
Yeah, it's not a masterpiece. That is actually a pun as well, because I'm
I know.
referring to the Witchcrafter Masterpiece, which I just love. The Witchcrafter Masterpiece absolutely boosts the consistency of the deck
Mm.
by tenfold. Well, not tenfold,
Mm.
but it's really good. Even if it's a
Mm.
trap, I find it really good because it still gives you more spell card fodder, so you can still do effects if you, let's say, you don't have any spell cards in your hand.
Mm.
In this case, it's just a really slow rotor and with a bounce effect. On top of that, you have to bounce one of the Dragon Maids you control, so you could just be possibly running your plays.
Mm.
So, um, let's talk about the archetype in general. Well, I guess you can, because I think I've already talked about as much as I want about the Dragon Maid stuff.
Um, do I say it? It's basically at first I thought it was gonna be similar to like the UAs where they're going like attack phase and then after all bounds you kind of like say like use them like Sayudra materials and sort of just make a negation board after your battle phase. That's what I originally thought, but I'm not too sure like if this were to go first.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, again, I feel like if you know how to do the um Guard
God
Dragon
Dragon.
combos, this deck is pretty decent in terms of casual play. Don't you deck off.
What? No, I was just coughing in general.
I mean, I'm coughing because I've got nuts stuck in my throat from eating hazelnut chocolate.
I have a cold, my dude.
But yeah, pretty much. I think this deck is actually probably the best out of all three. Because to bring up my
Oh, no doubt.
thoughts on the cards again, I'm going to be saying this again when we get all the cards revealed for the TCG version of this set. Um, for me, Process Slayers, or should I say them by the actual like English translated names now? Should I do the OCG names or should I do the TCG
Use a
names?
TCG. TCG.
Okay, so for me, Mathmex. I know Ethan's gonna be pissed about that. Mathmex was a less consistent Gusea deck.
Divers.
If you played them by themselves, I feel like they're just really good generic Cyber support if you put them in the context of just servers in general. By themselves, they're just a generic, less consistent Crusader deck. Generators had a few good support cards for their archetypes, but as a deck, it was just a kind of piece of shit. And Dragonmaids has a lot of splash abilities in lots of decks, surprisingly. And
Hmm.
as themselves, I think they're the best deck of the four. But here's the question is, because I
What's
want
up?
to talk about the box.
Yeah.
When we
Yeah.
get the card in the TCG, because this set will bring its reprints, will bring a lot of valuable reprints. What do we think is going to get reprinted? Because here's what I'm thinking. What can they reprint? Because we've got Dual Devastators coming, which legitimately just reprint all the core cards for competitive. Here's Revenge just came out, and that had really good reprints and imports. And then we've got the new Revolver Structure deck coming out, which is probably going to be reprinting all the Dragon cards you need.
Yep.
So what are they going to reprint in this set?
Mm, that is a good question.
I don't even see them importing any possible links in this set as well. Like, what are they be importing slash reprinting for this set? Uh, like, the only thing that comes to mind is reprinting Dragon Shrine, and mm, I think Dragon V and Vega reprint. Maybe they'll import the Gandor Gigaways, maybe, who knows. I don't see what they could be reprinting for this set.
Yeah, good point.
I mean,
Who
is
knows?
it? I mean,
Hmm?
Cyverse Binding, but that's a card is still like way too. It's way too early to reprint that card, in my opinion, because it just came out in Dark Neostorm. They would at
Maybe,
least wait a little bit longer before they would reprint Cyverse Mining.
maybe Imperial Order.
Really, Imperial Order?
That's the only thing comes to mind. I mean, when was the last time we got reprinted?
No, let's go look it up now. We're gonna bring up Yu-Gi-Oh prices.
Um, yeah, they're gonna they're pretty much gonna reprint like half of the dragon shit in structure deck for a revolver.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just don't see what they would do. Like, I guess it would make sense, but I'm hoping to see Grayskeeper reprints, especially because Royal Tribute is slowly coming off the ban list now, and they still haven't reprinted all those other stuff for Grayskeepers since we got the new support.
I mean that's gonna be a little bit far fetched. No offense.
Okay, when was OTS Pack 9?
Not that long ago, I believe.
There you go, that's our reprint, because the only other print is Ferris Servant. Yeah,
Also, don't forget, we also get deck Devastator,
yeah, the
I
Dex
believe.
stuff, which is reprinting all the good shit.
Yeah, so it's very.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about what reprints we will be getting.
I to be fair, I don't think people are concerned about the reprints. The
I
more
kinda am.
like the people are more excited for the Dragonmaids. No offense.
Yeah, but they need to fill out this something with something. And I
Yeah,
honestly don't see them finally bringing over my I don't see them bringing over my Dark Lord link in this set, or reprinting any of the Dark Lords on top of that.
super heavy samurai.
No, fuck off. I don't know. Maybe they'll finish importing the Link set. Who knows?
Well, I think how about we go to the text,
You
like
you wanna
the
you wanna do into the tech deck?
yeah,
Deck
just
tech.
tell me.
All right, cool.
Well, what do you have in mind, Mister Zane?
Well, um, as I said as I was recording earlier, there we go. Um, you seen this? You seen what I'm seeing?
Yep.
Good. So that shit spoilers. This is what I came up with Dragonmaids. As you see, I have the guard dragon stuff here. I
Mm,
put in some BA text. You got the level threes. This is another target you can summon with the guard dragons.
yep.
I'm gonna fill out the extra deck with more guard dragon targets you can play, and then of course I put two level sevens, two level eight. I meant rank eight and rank sevens. So I got number 46, which is for dragon types.
Mm,
Just really good dragon support. Hope Harbinger, fucking staple for rank 8 decks.
makes sense.
Flare Metal, because it's just really good if you just want to chain burn some people. And then I got
Mm,
the new number 76, because it's not only has really good card art, I think it has a really good effect, especially in this deck where you have monsters of different attributes.
that's fair.
Now, Red Eyes is here to double both as Guard
Yeah,
Dragon
yeah,
and just good generic dragon support.
yeah. Mm.
Reasoning, Dragon Veen, again, it's just really good for this sort of deck. But yeah, this is what I came up with. Gilkey, say anything you want to add to this before we move into my variations?
I mean, besides from like the true games, just because of your recovery, I don't think I have. Wait, hold on, let me check something.
True Kings don't really have that much recovery. Plus, I wouldn't really recommend it because, Earth is banned.
I mean, I'm pretty sure true Draco Phoenix, you can banish the top four of your opponent's deck. That's not that bad. Super Poly might be interesting to add.
Oh god, don't you dare hold me about Super Poly. The fact that card is allowed at free is degenerate as fuck.
Also,
Like,
another thing is
my
not
problem with this card is simply because you cannot negate it or chain anything to the response of it. It's legitimately a worse kaiju.
just a.
Because
Also,
you can possibly get rid of more monsters than you could with a kaiju. On top of this doesn't have the same restrictions as a kaiju, because once you kaiju them, you can't kaiju them again while they have that kaiju on their side of the field. With
mm,
this, you can just keep going. You can possibly just kaiju and then fusion away that kaiju. And the fact this is allowed at free is the stupidest shit Konami could do, especially when we're living in a format where Mystic Mine is still allowed at free.
true. They did nerf it somewhat with terraforming and the other
Yeah,
card I forgot.
but they have Super Poly at free. It doesn't fucking matter.
Also, another thing is none of Dragon Maids are dark type, so you can't get super powered by like Starving Venom or Dragostapella. That's
Let's bring
also
out the
another interesting.
fusions. Let's bring out the fusions because I know there's some good fusions.
Hey man, don't chew the mic.
Oh shit. Mm. Well,
Alright.
let's see. Let's see what we can summon. This.
Oh yeah.
I know there's a straight up fusion you can just make. Oh, I forgot this was a thing.
The hell.
We need to stop eating chocolate while we're recording.
Yeah, I don't think the viewers will enjoy that. Or Kyle's.
Hmm. God damn, I
He
know
wants to say
Carl's
video.
like that ASMR. What's that thing I want to bring out? Because I know there's another one. What the fuck is? Oh yeah, I forgot this was a fucking card.
Random.
I, I know for sure another target for this deck. Yeah, there we go. First of the fucking dragons.
That's two normal monsters
Oh,
though.
never mind. Then it must be this one.
Trishra. Three monsters with different names.
Yep.
Must be for okay.
Well, do you want...
What's the effects?
I played this in my 8 power deck 'cause this is another fucking target you can just summon. Um, you can either fusion summon this card using only monsters in your hand or field, or you can special summon it by banishing the buff cards you control. And then it's pretty much you can reveal free and banish. So you can pretty much, unlike the Synchro Trish, you can actually see what cards you're banishing with this one.
Okay.
So
So you get back
you can banish a card from deck. You have to banish a card from your
from your
deck,
deck.
top of your opponent's deck, and then a card from their extra deck.
That's not that's not bad.
Yeah. But remember, this is another target you just use with Super Poly. You know,
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
fuck off, you piece of shit.
Real nice. Let's go.
This is more just going to why shouldn't be allowed to play Super Poly. Here's another one. Dragon Echo Never Saw Dragon. Just needs two zombie monsters. It's just Super Poly at 3 just opens the opportunity just to be such a fuckwit with some cards.
Having a semi-limited or limited would be fine.
It should stay limited. It's simple as that. It shouldn't be allowed at 3. If they want it to be playable, keep it at 3. Anything else is stupid. When did this become a thing?
Quite a
Starving
while ago.
Venomy, Lethal Dose Dragon, and these 3 Dark Pendulum monsters.
What's the thing you can play one with him?
You fucking look up in your own time. We're not here to talk about these cards, but this is 3 just a
Hey
little
man,
divergent.
other
Talking about
plans for the
why
win.
Super Poly shouldn't be allowed at fucking 3. It's so stupid. I'm pretty sure it's more
Dragon.
turrets. No, you can't summon Destruction Dragon, because that needs Fang Quaterius.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just opens the opportunity for so many stupid things.
Mm.
It's just so, so fucking retarded to have it at 3. I'm sorry, but it is.
Well, probably one of the main reasons why because in this format or meta, there's a lot of negation boards, and so some people wouldn't mind having that three because you have a way to get rid of these unstoppable boards basically.
Counterpoint, kaijus exist.
Counterpoint, you're going to take away one monster.
Counterpoint, it's fine to take away one monster. You could effectively, but with Super, you just fusion away an entire fucking opponent's board if you wanted to. It's
Uh,
not good. It shouldn't be allowed at 3. It should be allowed at 1. Alright? If they wanted it to be available, at 1 is best. Wait, when did fucking Grandman with a thing? Fuck me, I'll try a
what
deck
the
based on Grandman. Fuck off.
Grandman? What a name!
Grandman.
You have been defeated by Grandman.
What the fuck? C Carmen? Oh no! Oh no! We're opening a fucking Pandora's box
Black
here.
Shark.
Let's move over to one of my 5 variations I've been working on. So the first one is Blue Eyes. I originally
Nice.
intended this to use a Blue Eyes draw engine, but then I just ended up no, I don't know what the Blue Eyes draw engine is. So then I kind of just converted it into a generic Blue Eyes deck. This version only focuses on the level 3s because they're the only ones that can summon the level 8s. And then I just want Trade In and Dragon Shrine. Still has the Guard Dragon combo engine, but it's a heavier focus on level 8s.
Don't forget about. I mean, you can play 60 cards with Blue Eyes and
No, I don't want
Dragonmaid.
to. I
I
think this is
mean,
better at 40. There's not enough good Blue Eyes cards to run it at 60.
you have like what Melody of Awakening Dragons and
You
stuff like
need to
that.
run a spellcaster for that then.
Um,
Does
what
it
other?
look like I want to run King of D?
Oh yeah, it's all about the Lord of D.
Oh, the Lord of D. You can't forget about the Lady of D.
Oh yeah,
Or
she's the queen
Little
of
D.
Little D,
Or
just like
D
yours. Anyways,
Boys.
D boys.
Yeah, but yeah, this is just a variation. I had some trying out of it. It's not the best. I mean, the best advantage you're getting out of this is the ability to comfortably run trade in
Consistency.
and actually being able to do double dumps with Dragon Shrine. Okay, anything else you want to say? No? Good.
What do you think about the?
Gandora!
Okay, how's
This
Gandor?
this version yet again have a heavier focus on level 8, but this time you run Laundry. Pretty much the goal of this deck is to summon Giga Rays of Destruction. Um, so when so with all the Dragonmaid cards came out, I was actually kind of hoping that the Dragonmaid cards could replace all the Lightsworn cards you would need to run in a Gandora deck. So this way you can run more generic Dragon Sports more comfortably. I haven't
And does it
had the
work?
ability to try this out yet, but the more I look at this, the more I doubt that.
I mean, seeing is believing, as to say.
Yeah, I mean we can probably. I'll send you this deck, and then I'll try out my normal Gandora deck, and we'll see which one's more consistent.
Okay, neat.
So anyway, let's move over to the first 60 card version I made. Light Swans. This is a pure light version, Light Swans.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is a 60 card variant. I run all the Dragonmaid like cards from all the monsters effectively at 3. I take out the fusion, I think, for this one. Yeah, I did. Because we've got Hospitality. This is a very heavy monster deck. That's why I'm not really running Monster Gate in this deck.
Hmm.
So, something you should know is the fact that I'm running Primordial, mainly because it has a bunch of light targets, and its all light effect is it pretty much allows you to special summon a monster from graveyard. I do run two generals mainly because it does have a good effect that does help light spawns. If I do get it in
Hmm.
graveyard, I can then use Primordial's effect to pop two cards instead as well.
Hmm.
But yeah,
All right. Agents of Mayhem. Anyways, I see it on the screen.
good. Yes, thank you for pointing out my talents. The next one I want to talk about is Dragonmaid PK
Okay.
Danger. Oh, this one isn't finished. I didn't fill out the extra shit. Okay, just look over it and
Uh,
tell me what you think about it. This deck has a more heavier focus on level 3 plays as well, but I then run Laundry at 3 as well, mainly just to mill cards. You know, just in the chance
uh,
you mill like one of these cards or something.
I'm not too sure about this one. I mean, you kind of splash in a lot of different archetypes, maybe.
Really, this is more heavier focus on rank 3 plays.
True, but you're going to get so many negations with this. You know, I'm not too sure about this one. The Dragonmaids themselves aren't the strongest. Like they don't have like the strongest negations or yada yada.
Sorry, still got nuts on my foot.
Okay, that's good to know.
Dog gay,
Anyways,
fuck off.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
I
not
might
one.
take out Laundry to run more of the back row cards of Phantom. I actually might do that right now.
Like this is 2019. You can do whatever you want. We won't judge you, Zane.
Fuck off, I'm straight as
We will
fuck.
accept you for who you are. I highly
Straight.
doubt that, but
I mean,
anyway.
Phantom Knights are still not the strongest deck, Unfairly banned, unfairly banned.
Hmm.
You're not allowed to
It's just
say
be-
anything against that, Gilkey.
it's just because people use it in an abusive way, basically.
Yes, and they should have banned those cards instead.
I, I think it's called Elder
They
Entity,
killed my
right?
Phantom Thief deck.
I didn't. They
They
should have
killed
banned
my dreams of cosplaying as Joker as I played this deck.
like you know Elder Entity, right?
Yes, I know that. I know I'm a bit lost on it. Like on one hand, I want Entity banned. On the other hand, I did make a deck based around summoning him, and I was probably the reason why the engine kind of got out of hand because I made the Elder Entity engine.
I mean, they should have just banned Elder Entity because, for one, it kind of sucks for Phantom Knights because that was the only way to get to Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon. It just would have been good generic XYZ support, but because people use it for Elder Entity, it kind of got out of hand. So pretty much the only reason why people didn't want that card was just because for Elder Entity, and that was the problem. Not like yeah, the rank up, um, the PK rank up was one of the reasons why he came out to play, but still, it was just a good generic support, not just for Elder Entity.
Yeah,
So it kind of sucks.
yeah. Anyway, so this deck, yeah, again, has a heavier focus on the rank 3 plays. You can still do guard dragon combos in it if you wanted to, but yeah, no, this deck has a much heavier focus on that. I do run Elder and Fluss at one off each. I might actually put Elder at two though, and then cut out Fluss though.
I
And then
mean,
of
Fluence
course
isn't that bad.
the lower eights are at two each.
I mean, think about it. Fluence is basically like a call by the grave, it's not banishing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, when I did just cut out, yeah, actually I might run Elder at two then, because I just remembered to cut out the level two targets for them.
I'd say she'll be more like a side deck then.
Oh no, Elder still can special out the level threes, so
No, I mean like the Fluence.
no, I don't have room for that. I don't have room for that gay shit here. Oh wait, I can't do guard dragon combos anymore because I got rid of Dragon Fiend. Ah. What's the exam post? So last variant, the 60 card Shadow variant.
I've never played Shadows, so I have
I do have
Jackal.
some experience with Shadows because I've been trying to do a Shadow Charmer deck with them. Pretty much just runs all the Dragonmaids here again at 3, but then puts in a bunch of Shadows, and this has a heavy focus on just summoning the Shadow fusions. And of course, I play one off of Construct in this deck. On the off chance you can be able to summon it.
Mm, how good is Contract, anyways? I've never.
Construct has weird link zones, but its effect is pretty good.
Oh, do you say so? Wait, I'm just looking at El Shadow Construct for a second. There's only one dot. Okay. Yeah.
Because it again is a you can fusion. It's a fusion, and then if it's in the graveyard, you can just straight up special summon it by saying a Shadow from your hand or face up from the field, which is good because all the Shadows have graveyard effects.
Fair enough.
And of course, since this has a lower monster count, I do run Monster Gate at 3.
Yep, that's fair. All right, moving on. Do you have anything else
Yep,
to
that's
add?
the rest of them. Yeah, some things I do want to bring up is because I still got a bunch of deck tech options we haven't talked about here. Is yeah, the last one I haven't been up is the possibility of using BAs. That's when I say BAs, I'm talking about the Link, Dante, and Beatrice. I'm not sure about the Link, but Dante I think is definitely something you need to put in the deck. It's just for the mill effect alone. And then the B is just going to Beatrice and her effect to just straight up dump a card you want.
Mm.
And of course, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can summon out Pilgrim, which can just be an alternative to having Husky out to activate all your level 8's effects.
Mm. I mean, I don't play Burning Abyss that often or at all, besides Dante that one instance. But yeah, yeah, you got a point.
So anyway,
I
so I think we already covered up what we thought about the deck. I, yeah, again, I kind of was really hoping for this deck to carry this set. In my opinion, it has really just brought this box, bring some worth. But now the real question is, to make it really worth it, the import slash reprints have to be really good.
mm.
I guess we can talk about what we really hope they're going to be importing. Because I can tell you what I hope they're going to be importing.
Oh no, it's
It's like,
Phantom Drain.
no, fuck off. No, either
No,
I
no.
want the Gandor card, Giga Rays, to finally come over to TCG, or I want my Dark Lord Link. One of those two, I'm perfectly fine with.
What about Fiber Jar?
Fiber
That's
Jar's
fun.
banned, you bellend!
I know, I want Fiber Jar back. It was a fun card.
No, it wasn't!
What do you mean? It's a total
This
reset,
shit.
and
No. The reason why Fire Gyro was banned is because it would legitimately make duels last forever.
it was funny though. Just
Oh,
reset the whole game basically. That was
it's
amazing.
not. Anyway,
I think that's all.
that's all. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's our discussion. I know it's not much of a discussion. There's really not much to talk about, really. It was.
they're pretty straightforward.
I feel like if Ethan was here, he would go on for fucking hours about the possibilities. But, he is he could he's more creative than me, but he's not as prolific as I can be.
Prolific.
Prolific, pretty much. He doesn't. Let's say he's more creative, right?
Yeah,
But he isn't so motivated to then put his ideas to the test.
fair enough.
Okay, good. So that was our 50-minute video. Wow.
I mean, there wasn't that much to talk about.
Yeah, but yeah. We'll do a whole box summary once all the TCG cards are revealed.
Let's do a box review.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a box review like we did for Rising Rampage. We're going to be doing that for as well.
We could do with the actual cards because I'm planning to buy the box anyways.
Yeah. Gilkey, you will you be joining us for that?
The box review, I'm not too sure. It depends on my free, but
I
if you're
mean,
going to do like a box opening,
we're not
because I'm
doing a
gonna be
box
buying.
opening. We're just going to be reviewing the box.
But box opening, come on, that's half the fun.
I'm not investing in this box. It's not worth it
I
for me.
am.
Even if it had
You
the
just
Dark Lord link in it and Gandor, I would still not buy the box because there still wouldn't be enough cards for me to be invested in.
you can just open the box with me.
Fine.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Moving
definitely. I will definitely trying to get Ethan for it, and I think we'll try to get Jamie for it as well.
But what about Hierarchic? Heavenly Spear.
Heraldics? I didn't. No. The Dragon Link is better because it's the much better generic Dragon Link out of the two. Although
Eh,
that did remind me, can you do Heraldic Tech? Probably not. What the fuck is that thing?
your opponent cannot
Why
select
is
your
that
face
thing
value.
allowed to exist? We're gonna
It's
end.
amazing.
We're gonna end this video by looking at that thing. Shouldn't no.
It's beautiful.
No.
It's gorgeous.
No.
It's a bird.
But anyway, I'm actually doing something I just want to bring up is for because like I said, the DxD has a discussion series. Really, I intended it to just be not really just focused on Yu-Gi-Oh in general, but a bunch of other things. I am trying to put that in action because I'm actually doing a lot of research right now. Because something I really want to talk about is the Hong Kong riots, and I really just want to talk about both sides of the argument about why For those who don't know about the Hong Kong riots, pretty much I believe this whole story is China effectively pretty much the Hong Kong government sold themselves back to China, and the people who live in Hong Kong do not want to be back under China's rule. So they've been rioting, I think, for nearly 2 weeks now at time of recording.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if people are going to join me for that. If not, that's just going to be a solo video where I just bring up both points of the argument and then my opinion about the whole thing. But yeah, I'm doing research for that video because I wanted it to be the most fair. I don't want it to be biased at all.
I mean, both of us are not really.
I mean, you
Eh,
can join us if you want, Gilgi. I can just give you my notes, but
eh.
it's probably not something you're interested in anyway.
Anyway, who doesn't love a good riot?
Yeah, but
Anyways,
why the fuck does her Herodic Dragons have a level 8 monster that's a normal and then has 0 attack, then 0 and 0 defense?
wait. One more thing. What about Archbrave Dragon?
Like what?
Archbrave. If this card is special summon from the graveyard, you can banish as many spell traps. cards your opponent controls as possible.
That could be a good, interesting tech option. This is because this
Yeah.
was printed when we got on Return of the Dragon Lords, which was intended to be played with blue eyes.
Yeah, that would be helpful against like any stun decks.
Yeah, you can play against side deck if you really want to. But yeah, that's our thoughts on not
God
Dragon
Dragons,
Maids.
that'll
Yeah,
be all, folks.
Dragon Maids. That's our thoughts on Dragon Yeet.
Dark Lords,
Yeah. Oh my God, I want more Dark Lord support. You do. I want to get
that
more
would be
Dark Lord
bizarre.
support that continues what the new Dark Lord support did, which was just based around discarding Dark Lords. May just so have an excuse to one, have this imported if it's not important in this set, or two, reprint Lucifer because I swear to God he's so hard to fucking find.
I gave you that one Lucifer,
I am
jackass.
sorry that it got lost in my wallet somewhere. It's
You
probably in
ass.
Jamie's car.
You know what's even worse? I lost I think a secret rare of Infinite Permanence.
Ha! Eat shit, you sucklord.
I even
At least I still have my ultimate misprint of Space Time Police.
but you don't have your Lucifer, so eat dick.
Yeah, but you know how much an ultimate rare misprint of Space Time Police is worth?
Yeah, how much?
$2. Suck shit.
You know how much Infinite Permanence cost? Huh? Huh?
Just $50.
100 over like 100 AU Australian dollars, bitch.
Yeah, fuck it. But what about $2 for misprint of ultimate rare Space Time Police? I haven't found the actual prices for the misprint, but the actual normal ultimate rare or Space Time Police is actually $2 fucking, and I have a misprint version of it. How am I supposed to sell that shit?
I think I have an ultimate rare of fucking Zawaldo.
The world. Yes, we know. Good job.
The world.
We're in the recording now.
Alright, that's all, folks. I'm
What the fuck was that?
trying to do a goofy voice.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, see you guys.
Welcome to. Goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're wondering, Gilkey does have special needs.
What?
Yes. You just
I
proved
heard
it.
that, bitch.
I swear
I'm
to
coming
God.
after you tonight.
Yeah, sure. Alright, you do that, mate. Alright. No, see you guys.